Yes, he's appeared in Eastbound and Down, Homeland, Sleepy Hollow, Resurrection, Wishes of East, of course, also Iron Man 3. And if you're one of the moviegoers who spent over $8 million on Wednesday alone seeing Anchorman Part 2, you're going to see this guy, Jack Lime's weatherman, a.k.a. Fred Galle. Good morning.
Tyler, good morning.
Wow, Anchorman 2, that's some good stuff.
Unbelievable. I can't believe it. I'm still, I've been smiling all week. It's been a very busy week. I filmed another movie, and I had a bunch of PR and press and media events to attend. So
sure,
very
a ton
fun.
of stuff. Look at you like an A-lister. I'm just saying on the couch here. But let's talk a little bit about you, because you have a great story. You actually spent a long time in the business world.
Yes.
And like at 50, you're like, you know what, I want to go act.
Yeah,
How does that even happen?
Well, when I was a young guy, 18 to 21 in college, I was a model in New York City and Philadelphia. And then
ladies, you can see he's ruggedly good looking. I'm just saying.
Went to work in the business world, and I was in fiber optics and pharmaceuticals for about 26 years.
Okay.
And I was at the Coca-Cola 600. I have since started a media and entertainment company, and I own beauty pageants. My wife is a former beauty queen.
Yeah, by the way, former Miss North Carolina. So what's it like to be a model from New York and be devilishly good looking? You have a hot wife.
Mrs. North Carolina. Mrs. She's married.
Oh, Mrs.
Yeah,
Mrs. North Carolina.
Right. So I started a media and entertainment company, and I wanted to get out of the corporate world by age 50. I was able to do it at 48.
Right.
And I was at the Coca-Cola 600 with a bunch of my beauty queens, and this lady from Fox Studios comes up to me and says, "We need you." I said, "For what?" She said, "For the movies." I said, "Really?
We want to put you in pictures, kid. We want to put you in pictures."
I said, "Really?" So she gives me her card. She says, "Call me." So I didn't call her right away because I couldn't believe it.
Right.
But I called her like a week later, and she said, "What have you been waiting for? We need you." I said, "Where?" She goes, "I need you just east of Raleigh for Iron Man 3." So I walk on the set. And there's Shane Black, and I'm playing a news reporter in the White House, and he's like, "Here's your line." I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me."
No,
so
I haven't seen Iron Man 3 yet, so now I'm going to have to, man.
Yeah,
I have to see you in that.
I just got a tiny part in there. So,
yep, it doesn't matter. You're still in it, right?
That's right. Still in it. I made it.
On the IMDb, it still says Iron Man 3 for Fred Galle. So you also own it's Miss South Carolina America pageant system, right?
Right. I'm a national director for Mrs. America, and the winner of Mrs. America goes to Mrs. World.
Right.
I'm the executive director for North Carolina and for South Carolina.
Excellent.
And we host the pageant here in South Carolina for South Carolina.
Actually, look at you go. So you even know you're in Charlotte, and you're based out of Charlotte also, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it seems like there's a lot more of Hollywood coming to the East Coast. I mean, Sleepy Hollow, Homeland, those are both shot in North Carolina.
Absolutely. Been on both of those shows. Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Headless Horseman?
Yes, I met the Headless. Actually, I read for the Headless. I didn't read. I auditioned for the Headless Horseman.
How does one act for that when you just stand there? I suppose.
Well, basically, they were looking for someone very large, and actually, I was probably the shortest guy they auditioned.
Right.
But the Headless Horseman's like 6'6", and just like a linebacker. So.
Right. Now, I mean, you watch that show? It's here on Fox, of course.
That's my favorite show.
I love it. I really do. It's such a. I wasn't sure I was going to play out because it's a bit of a farce.
Yeah.
It tell fantasy and stuff, but I really like it a lot.
Yeah, it's a great show. It's my favorite.
Good stuff. And so you've got a lot more. We're going to talk about Anchorman 2 here in a couple minutes, but you've got a lot of other movies coming up, and you got a lot of things coming out, right?
Yes, absolutely. I've got a movie called Let's Be Cops coming out in March, and another one called Captive.
And these are both shot. Now they're actually already done.
We're done. Yeah, they're coming out later on. So yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Jeez, red carpet soon. Gonna have a big Hollywood star of fame. Yep. So you actually play Jack Lime, who is just like in Anchorman 1. Of course, you've got to have protagonist and antagonist. Right. And so Jack Lime is the other news team, not Burgundy's.
I don't play Jack Lime. James Marsden plays Jack Lime, but I am his wingman. I am his weatherman.
Jack Lime's weatherman.
Yeah,
that's right. And you're in the movie a lot. If you look at the trailers, you're in there a good bit there. You're sitting right there. In fact. Some behind-the-scenes action, little outtake.
Yes.
Great stuff.
Very fun. It was great working with those guys. It's the comedy A-list showed up.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Well, we're going to talk about what it's like to be on set with Will Ferrell and be a part of Anchorman 2. It's a huge, huge movie here in just a little bit. Continuing on with Fred Galle, actor extraordinaire. We do have the top 5 things you need to know as well coming up, and a look at your forecast. Stay with us. We'll be back. Well, if you have not seen Anchorman 2 yet, what is wrong with you is the first question, because there's been a lot of money spent on it the last 3 or 4 days. But look at that devilishly handsome gentleman with the silver hair and the rugged good looks. That is Fred Galle, actor extraordinaire, appearing in Anchorman 2 as part of Jack Lime's news team. In fact, the dubious role of Jack Lime's weatherman.
Weatherman, that's right.
And you join us this morning here on the couch.
Tyler,
good morning, my friend.
Pleasure, man.
No, this is so cool. I love Anchorman. Came out, unbelievably, like 10 years ago. I think it was 2004, right?
2004, correct. Yes. Right.
Been 10 years. 10 long years of waiting for another one to come out.
That's right.
But that is so cool. You land a role like that. I mean, you're still fresh in your acting career. I mean, you really haven't been doing a whole lot.
Right.
And you end up acting across from James Marsden, Steve Carell. I mean, gosh darn. I mean, that Will Ferrell cat.
Megan Good, Christina Applegate.
Love Christina Applegate.
Yeah.
I always had to think
David
Billy Bundy.
Koechner. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
He's so funny.
What was that like? See, your first day. So Fred, you're cast.
Yep.
And you roll up to the, now where did it shoot? Did it shoot
It's
here?
shot in Atlanta over about a 58-day period.
All right, so the first day you roll up on set.
Roll up on set, and first person I see is Will Ferrell.
Right.
And we do like a photo shoot thing for like movie posters and things like that.
Sure.
And
I mean, right off the bat, I mean, you get there and it's boom.
and it's burgundy. You know, it's Will in his costume, and then
Right.
you know, everyone was there. All the stars were there because it was the big first day.
Sure.
Kristen Wiig was there, and Steve Carell, and Paul Rudd, and David Ketchner, and
Right.
I just missed Harrison Ford. He was there, but I missed him that day.
Man,
So,
I always loved Han Solo, man. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's it like walking around these, these comedic geniuses? I mean, they really are.
Yeah.
Are they funny all the time, or is that kind of like an on and off thing for these guys?
It's an on and off thing, but they are funny. I mean, they are like the A-listers of comedy.
Right.
The real genius is Will Ferrell and Adam McKay.
Sure.
Adam is probably one of the brightest and funniest guys I've ever met.
Right.
And you know, he has a PA system, so he's throwing out stuff. We run it as written a couple times,
Right.
and then we'll run improv after that.
Well, I guess that's the question. How much of it is improv? You know, when you, cause obviously you have to have the storyline, but you got like Will Ferrell and Steve Carell and those guys. They really probably going off the script, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I'd say of the Final Cut movie, probably about, I think Adam put the figure at about 27% of the movie was improv.
Right. That's a lot. But I mean, these guys know what they're doing. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's brilliantly written, and a lot of the written scenes are in, but the improv is, we were on the floor laughing. It was hard to keep a straight face during filming.
And you've got a fairly significant, prominent role. I mean, you're obviously as Jack Lime's weatherman, not the name, but Jack Lime's weatherman.
Jack Lime's weatherman, right.
But you're actually throughout the entire movie because
Yes.
Jack Lime's weather team is the protagonist, antagonist against Will Ferrell and the old San Diego team.
Right, it's set around 1980s time frame, and it's the dawn of the 24-hour news cycle.
Right.
And we are kind of like the it guys in the news business.
Sure.
So Burgundy comes in, and you know, we have a little tit for tat, and we challenge his pomposity.
Challenge his pomposity, he said. Fred Galle challenging pomposity in Will Ferrell. I like that a lot. So, I mean, you watch it, when you took your wife to it to see the final, were you like, this is it? Or were there moments you were like, man, they cut some good stuff?
Oh, they filmed enough for about 3 movies.
Right.
And there's actually going to be an alternate version on DVD that's available, from what I understand.
Excellent.
And, I haven't taken Wendy to see it yet, my wife,
Right.
but I've been to a Paramount Studios event in Atlanta, and I went to the Georgia premiere first thing on Monday.
Right.
So I've seen it twice, and it is absolutely hilarious. You'll have a great time watching it.
Now, do you stay in touch with any of the the people we know? You know, the Will
I do.
Ferrells.
I actually became a real good friends with James Marsden.
Okay.
So we text all the time, and
that's great.
you know, I'm about to text him this weekend and tell him what I thought of the movie. And
this is what I thought of you, man.
yeah, Marsden's a great guy. He's really a great guy.
So what's next? Your next big horizon? Anything you can give us kind of a little bit of a clue on?
Well, I'm filming a big movie in Atlanta, and I've got several major roles coming out in movies in 2014. I've got about, I don't know, 40 or 50 in the can already.
40 or 50 roles?
Yes.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
You can be the hardest working man in entertainment.
It's been a very busy year.
I see that.
Very busy 2 years, really.
I see that. And also, you are the executive director for the Miss South Carolina America.
Correct.
Mrs. South Carolina
Correct,
America.
right. We're looking for beautiful married women in the state of South Carolina. So if you know of one, or you are one, we would love to talk to you.
Look in the mirror. This is you.
Yeah,
Talk to Fred.
we are looking for the next Mrs. America.
Okay.
And the prize package is like about $75,000, and we pay for your trip to Mrs. America, and the winner of Mrs. America goes on to Mrs. World.
Fantastic, just like that.
Yeah.
Guys, we're going to put links to Fred and his entertainment company and the pageants, and of course, you got to go see Anchorman 2 this weekend. It's going to be rainy and nasty anyway. Why not check this guy out on the big screen?
That's
right.
right.
I really appreciate you coming out and joining us this morning. A whole lot of fun.
Stay classy, Columbia.
Fred Galle, guys. Stay with us. We got a lot more Good Day Columbia on the way. It doesn't get much classier than that.